So yeah, let's touch on the the 97th Academy Awards nominations, right? So this is just me just basically reiterating my thoughts that I wrote down on Facebook a while back, right? So first big thing that caught my boy. Second time in a row, boy. Denis Villeneuve, boy, got snubbed, boy.
Right,
Map out
right.
another Dune movie, and
Yeah,
the Academy's like, nope, no best director nom for you.
yeah.
So
No,
I
but I
make the
mean,
joke that when he does Dune
see,
Messiah in the next couple of years,
I,
that's when you'll be like, okay.
I don't know about to be fair, but to be honest, like just to be, is more a matter of expectation. Yeah, it's a genre film.
I know,
So
I know.
right, yeah, unless sorry, I want to say Benicio, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, that unless you really make something impressive, I didn't expect him to get best director. To be honest, like I thought at least he'd get nominated. To be fair,
Yeah,
but I don't know, boy. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a genre film, and so it's like, well, all right. I mean,
And
that like
I love the film too, but yes, I do agree. Yes, it is a genre film, and it's far from best picture material, right? But
right,
more
right,
on that in a bit, right? Also too, I saw right after the list came out. Yeah, Josh Brolin was like, oh, for the second time in a row, you haven't nominated Villeneuve, and all he's made such a great film. You know what? I think if he's not gonna be, I'm actually gonna consider leaving acting. I'm not gonna do
all
acting anymore because blah blah
right,
blah. Like
all right, Josh, you're doing too much.
Josh Brolin, you're like, come on, man.
Josh,
Like,
you're doing too much. You can chill out. Like we kind of want to see you come in the DC do something. Like
you know,
yeah, let's come and do that. I don't mind. Listen, I'm straight up saying. I will straight up say it. I have no problem if they have him do Dark Side. That's all I see.
oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I see.
yeah.
Give him both. Give him Thanos and Dark Side. Double up. Go through.
Why
I don't
not?
mind.
Why not?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I personally don't mind. Like I have another person in mind if they were to do Dark Side. If you know Christopher Judge. He used to be in Stargate. He's the voice of Kratos from God of War. That dude.
Okay, okay.
If you see he in person, he's huge. Right? Christopher Judge. Look him up. He was still in Stargate. Remember?
I vaguely remember. Yeah,
Right.
but I know the name.
Again,
Yeah.
yeah, let's bring back Christopher Judge. He's that guy. He is that
Mm.
guy. And when people talk about the Chad jaw, it have this meme, that guy. He really have the Chad jaw, like for real. Man, huge. I'm like, all right,
Mm.
cool. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's my pick for Darkseid. Like if you were to pick, what we do? We
Right.
come to
But
the
yeah.
end.
But
We
yeah.
come
But
to the
as far
very
as
expensive American eggs before we touch, right? So
yeah.
you know,
Right. So, but as far as Dune Part Two goes, yes, it is also nominated for Best Picture, and I guess it's just like, well, Best Director thing, yeah, because we have more distinguished people in mind. More on that in a bit, right? But at least they're going up for Best Picture. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, that show not gonna win no Best Picture. But it's like, all right, it's almost like the Academy just give the show a blight, but the technical stuff that is nominated for, I am there for, which is
right,
best sound, visual
right,
effects, cinematography. Are rooting for that film to win all three. I think they'll win in all three because it won last time with the first Dune in all three categories.
right,
Um,
right.
Production design, I don't think it will go to them. I don't think it will go to Dune Part Two.
I
Even though it
there's a
won
show.
that last time,
There's
I
a
don't think
show.
it will.
What happens that there's a show I think who's gonna get it, and this got a lot of nominees, and I'm not surprised because like, well, they know what they're doing. Wicked.
That
Uh,
was all about to say. I
yeah,
really do think that Wicked will win Best Production
yeah,
Design because
yeah.
like it just looked great though. That's
Because yeah,
the sets and all that kind of stuff. Look magnificent, man.
that just shocked me about Wicked. When I saw the trailer, it wasn't that impressive. I was like, it's looking alright. And then the final product, it finished. When you see the final product, it's like, nah, this look way better. Like it just
Yeah,
aesthetically come together so well. In terms of
yeah.
colors, tones,
Especially stuff in Oz, boy. Woof, that looked fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah,
They nail it because again, it's one of those the trailer not looking super finished, but when you finally see it finished, like, all right, yeah, them cooking, they know exactly what they're doing, and yeah, I really think they're gonna get best production.
yes, I agree too, man. As far as best, just stick with best cinematography, boy. I felt bad that Stephane Fontaine, who worked on Conclave, I don't know, boy. I just wish that Conclave got nominated for best cinematography,
Right,
man. Because
right, agreed.
yes, just the visuals in that movie were just
Yeah,
stunning in my opinion, right? But it's going up for 8 awards actually.
right,
So it'll be best picture, best production design, costume design, editing, original score, which I think is going to win because yeah,
right,
that score stood out to me,
right,
and adapted screenplay. I think it
right,
could win for that, right? In
right.
addition to best supporting actress, for Isabella Rossellini. Now, forgive me for this, folks, but I felt like she should have been there a little bit more in the film. I felt that she was hardly there in the film. I understand because it's about the popes and all that kind of stuff, but she showed up at just the right time and she said what she had to say. But I felt she should have been there. She should have been a little bit more prominent in the film. That's just my one nitpick with the show, right? Well, one of few nitpicks I have with the show, right? I felt she wasn't there that much, right, to really stand out as much as she did, right? As she could have been, sorry, right? Um, but I do appreciate the nomination nonetheless, right? And best actor for Ray Fiennes, genuinely, I'll be shocked if Ray
Right?
wins, but
Uh
something tell me he not gonna win that. I feel
yeah,
they'll give it
it
to
gonna be
somebody else.
it gonna be a two popes thing. I feel so. Remember two popes?
Yeah,
What's his
yeah.
name?
With
Right,
Jonathan Price got nominated, but he
right,
didn't win. Yeah.
right. It gonna be that. Like I really don't think you're gonna win. To be honest, to be fair, I agreed with you. So is that
Yeah, but you see as far as but you see as far as best original score and best adapted screenplay, yep. I have a feeling that
right?
it'll win in that, right? Best animated feature again, you know the way I am still rooted for Wild Robot, but I would not be surprised, and I said this before in my review of Flow, I would not be
Right,
surprised if Flow wins. I would
right,
not be
right.
surprised at all. I'll be happy actually if Flow wins, but it's just Wild Robot
Well,
just resonate more with me
the
personally.
thing with Wild Robot, like I try to think of when DreamWorks ever win, when they ever win the Oscar
Um,
though.
They
I'm
won
trying to
for
think of when they
Shrek,
win.
but that was back in what 2002, right? Because
That
the
was
movie
it.
came out in
Yeah.
2001, right? But yeah,
And then
I think
Pixar, to me, Pixar just had such a chokehold.
no, one
Pixar had
sec.
such
I
a
think
chokehold.
How to Train Your Dragon, the first one won. You know, I could be wrong. One out of the trilogy.
Yeah, because if you're not Disney or directly Pixar, yeah, Pixar and Disney had a big chokehold for a hot minute though. Even with stuff I really felt they shouldn't have win. Uh,
Yeah,
like in my humble opinion, Brave shouldn't have win. Like I think Paranorman,
yeah. I remember
Paranorman
seeing
should have
that
win
when
over
Brave
Brave.
won.
Yeah, I remember Paranorman should have win. Like in my humble opinion, but like I don't know, boy. Like yeah, I feel like I don't know. I really rooting for Wild Robot to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But as far as Pixar goes, I mean, Inside Out 2 get nominated. So happy for
Right,
that,
right,
right?
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Right. So I
Now,
feel that might win. I feel that might win because Pixar have such a chokehold. Like Pixar they just have such a high probability of getting through now. Like it's like once
yeah.
Pixar they there's a strong chance of Pixar unlikely Pixar losing. It's like all right, seen.
Right. So going back to Wicked now, yeah, that got nominated, sorry, for 10 awards, right? So
Yes.
it's
Wow.
funny, right? So Emilia Perez, another musical got 13, this one got 10, right? And I'm happy that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande got nominated.
Right.
I was rooted for Ariana Grande the moment like that movie ended. I was like, yeah, she gonna get
Yeah.
nominated, man.
Yeah. She
And
was good.
I'm
Yeah.
happy that she got for Best Supporting Actress. That was great. And Cynthia Erivo, of course, for Best Actress, because yes, it is her show, even though Ariana is kind of all up in your face when you in that film, right? I made a joke on Facebook. I say that the Die Hard fans will probably debate whether Popular or Defying Gravity should have been nominated, but I don't think it would have. I don't think they would have been nominated anyway, since they are relatively old songs, right? Remember that Broadway play was existent since the 90s, right? So yeah, I don't think that Ariana or Cynthia's renditions of those songs would have earned them nominations anyway, right? But I could see some people like, but is Defying Gravity though is popular though? Like those are the two best songs in the whole movie, right? But whatever, right? But yeah, at the moment I'm rooting for this to win Best Production Design and Best Costume Design. 'Cause, yeah, I thought that the costume design was on point with that, right? So yeah, any thoughts on
Yeah. I don't
well,
know. Like music, as I said, its production, it could get through that. No, boy, like it in a weird space, but I think it have a lot of hype and momentum going behind it. So I think it could win a lot. Like I get in my head, I feel it could win like a good 5. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah,
But
we'll see, yeah.
but
Um,
stuff like set and costume, it could probably get you with that kind of thing.
yeah.
But I don't know. We'll find. And then musical stuff.
Yeah. But I'm saying this too because yeah, I mean, no song from that film was nominated for best original song, and I guess it's again
Right.
because the original play, the original Broadway show was from the 90s. So it's like, oh well, that also nah, it's weird, right? It's weird, right? But anyway. I am happy though that The Seed of the Secret Fig got nominated for Best International Feature Film, and I am still
Right.
rooting for that film to win. Emilia Perez is there, but sorry, Emilia, no. No. Like with of all the 13 nominations, you're not going to get Best International Feature. If it wins in that way, I genuinely will be pissed, right? Because there's this yeah, like sorry, there's just better material there, right? And I'll make the little argument here. There's some English here or there though, like just sprinkled throughout Emilia Perez, right? While this movie, while See Secret Fig was pure Iranian, right? There was no English at all, right? So there's just a little observation I'm just making here, right? But yeah, my pick is See the Secret Fig. Well, I don't know if you saw it, but outside of that and Emilia Perez, I haven't seen those other three nominees. There's one called I'm Still Here that I
Right.
hear a lot of great things about that actually going up for Best Picture. So I hope to see that, very soon, right? And yeah, let me talk about The Elephant in the Room for a bit by Emilia Perez by 13
Right.
nominations, right?
Right. Wow.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I saw it after the fact. I really enjoyed it. I had it as one of my honorable mentions as far as last year goes. I wasn't completely in love with it, but it was just again, like I said in my review, one of the most audacious films I've seen, right? Where you're taking musical and melodrama, but you're framing it in Mexico, and it's with this trans character who's like this former Mexican drug cartel lord, and it's all these different elements that shouldn't work when you put them together, but somehow they did. Now, if I look back on it, I could nitpick it and be like, but this and character-wise, that don't make sense, and it's like that now.
Right.
But because I looked at it as, this kind of slightly over the top musical, but it's set in, the real world, right? I didn't take every single part of it seriously, right? It sort of played out like a telenovela, but just with different
Right.
elements and just the musical stuff, right? Now, I'm not gonna be like, the people who come and say, oh, but the songs in that film was trash, and why you nominate that when all the songs was garbage, right? And well, two of the songs got nominated. One in particular, I think, will win El Mal. That's performed by Zoe Saldana. Yeah, that actually is like the standout moment as far as the songs in the show go, right? I think like if Carla Sofia Gascon wins, right? That would be groundbreaking because that would be like she would be like the first trans actress to win Best
Right.
Actress, right?
Right.
But I could understand people looking at it from first viewing and saying, nope, Oscar Beatty. Oh, you're just doing that. You just
Right.
want to hit the right buttons. Oh, trans character. We need to touch on these things, and
Right.
that
Right.
gets the people in the academy all like, oh, you see, this show touching all these things. That means we should praise this film and put it to high heaven, right? Now, yes, 13 nominations is a huge stretch, and
Yeah.
I don't think that it will win the major ones, right? Not even Best Actress, but I'll get to that in a bit,
Right.
right?
Right.
I don't see that winning Best Picture at all, right? I don't see it
Right.
winning Best. I don't even see it winning Best Supporting Actress. No disrespect to McGill, Zoe Saldana. I don't think it'll win, right? But I think it will win in at least a few awards, right? And then we could be like, yeah, all right, well, it win a few, but that don't mean I have to like it. Fine, and you move on, right? But I don't see, at the moment, I don't see this being this year's crash in the sense that somehow, some way, it just miraculously wins because of
Right.
all the topics that it managed to cover. I think that there are better films in the best picture category anyway that will beat that in a heartbeat, right? That's just me. But I will be genuinely shocked if that win. I would be like, nah, this is just it's. I would call it favoritism one time if that movie wins Best Picture, right? But the point is, if you were to watch it right now, Ricardo, you could come out of it and say, yeah, Oscar Beatty this, da 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 da. But there's a lot of merit in it. There's a lot of heart to that film, and I think that's what really got to me with the film, right? But it is far from perfect in my opinion. From the writing to the storytelling to even the musical numbers or whatnot, right? Again,
Right.
it's just audacious, really swinging for the fences here, but I think for the most part it works. But if other people don't like it, fine, right? And I'll close this, right? Like I know from now, and you've seen it from, I know there will be a lot more since it got nominated for Best Picture, right? Yeah, people coming out the woodworks and say, oh, you see, this is why Emilia Perez shouldn't win and all that kind of stuff. I think that once that movie don't even make it to Best Picture, right, I think people will just forget about it and move on with their life. Don't mind it could be in, it's part of Netflix's catalog, right? But yeah, that's all I had to say about it. I really don't think it'll win Best Picture or Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress or whatnot. But best song, yeah, okay, no problem. And a couple other technical stuff, okay, fine. But not best picture. It's certainly not best picture. So I know you haven't seen it, but yeah, anything you want to weigh on this whole, Emilia Perez thing?
Yeah. I don't know. As I said, I really don't know if they go make the conceit as it is with respect to that aspect of it. I just seen too many people complaining, and I was like, well, we go find out. Like, I don't know how they're gonna make it work as it is, but I feel like it'll get through. I don't know. Like, it's one of those, like, much like with Crash. it was one of those things at the time you get why it would get through because the old guard misinterpreted film. Because here's the thing, like a movie that I didn't care for get through as well, and this is kind of for similar reasons. Green Book, right? I
Oh,
don't know.
how can I forget about that way?
Right, right.
Wow.
It's that, right? It might be that same problem in a different form, playing itself out. I ain't sure. We'll find out.
Yeah, we will, we will. But yeah, as far as best actress go, it could be favoritism again, but I really think it will go to Mikey Madison for Anora.
Right.
Just simply because that was one of the most talked about shows of last year. And fun fact, it's going to be released through the Criterion Collection. I was like, what? Like the movie like just come out, Gerald. They gonna put this on. Like, okay, like well done. You know what I mean? And I fucks with the cover fit. It's really, really dope. You should check it out, right? But yeah, I mean Mikey Madison's performance has been praised the moment that movie came out and it was in the film festival routes, especially the Cannes Film Festival, right? And yeah, even though I saw the
Right.
film once, I thought that she killed it with that performance, all right? But I'll touch on Honora later on, right? But yeah, I really do think that she has, the best chance of winning in that category, right? I have not seen, I'm still here, so I can't say that, Fernanda Torres will win though. Demi Moore, I thought that was really interesting, her being
Right.
nominated for her
Right.
work in The Substance, right? Because apart from still find that, oh gosh, I'm forgetting the other girl's name right now. But I felt like, yes, it was Demi Moore. She kicked off the show, right? But I felt like the other girl, the split personality, if you will, right? She had
Qualia.
Margaret Qualley, sorry about that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she had more standout moments too, right? Especially
Right.
that
That's
moment
the
where
thing.
she
Exactly.
attack, where she get at Demi Moore. That's always say
Right.
don't spoil anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
Margaret kind of stole the show from Demi, in my opinion, though. But Demi killed it, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, and we did mention Cynthia for Wicked, but I don't think Cynthia will win. If
Nah.
she wins, I'll be happy for her. I'll be personally happy
But
for her, right?
here's the
But I
thing with
really
that, right?
think it will be Mikey. I really think Mikey will win for
Because
Honor.
Demi Moore is such a legacy actor, she
Yeah,
could
and
get
I should
through.
mention too, this is her first Oscar nomination, like ever
Really?
in she life, Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
I read
I
it
thought
up. Like she never got nominated, right?
okay,
She got
I thought she
nominated
had
for Razzies, unfortunately, but I think she
right,
won. I think for Striptease or something like that. But yeah, she never got nominated for Oscar, right? Never.
right. Well, or striptease as in bad performances.
Yeah,
I
as
do
in bad.
remember.
Well, Razzies, no. Yeah, yeah.
Really? Okay, I also striptease was like the good version of the other one, the other
Showgirls. Oh, I
showgirls,
should
right?
actually look it up because I know Striptease got nominated for
Okay, no
Razzies.
problem. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought she got something for she didn't get anything for GI Jane.
Oh,
Really? Okay, I don't look that.
I
I no
really should
problem.
look it up. I really should look it up,
No,
right?
no
But
problem. No
yeah,
problem.
just off the wiki page, I saw only thing with Academy Award, connected with her is the
Right, right, right.
substance, right? Yeah,
Okay.
but
But no,
yeah,
but that's why she might get through because it's a kind of a Renaissance role. It has a very great conceit playing into her as an Asian actress. It might be it's kind of the Brendan Fraser thing now, where it coming through, and then it on top of that, it have again a feminist kind of angle to it. So it's like she might have a strong chance. And well, I kind of biased because it was my favorite movie of last year. So it's
yeah.
that. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, but as before we move on, so any thoughts on Mikey Madison from Honor winning? Do you think that she have a huge
Yeah,
chance of winning, or it's just like,
I don't
well, you
know.
saw the show,
I
it's
don't
like, all
know.
right, well,
Yeah, no, I don't know. I wasn't super wowed by it with
okay,
her
okay,
performance. It was good, like it was good, but like, well, it's how other people. As I said, I think I just biased because of Debbie Moore and
right,
her coming back and her as a legacy actor is kind of like with Robert Downey Jr. or again, I think the working angle is like Brendan Fraser. She playing into the Renaissance angle of it, but also the self commentary of it with the material. No, I'm not sure, but it's that. So I have no idea I have no idea like numbers wise how popular her the performance was or not. It's just I just thinking as a legacy actress, you know, how she might get through that. But I think I'm favoring Demi more for this now. We'll see.
right, and I understand, right? So as we move forward now, right? So as far as Honora goes, right? Yeah, I mean, not surprising, got nominated for some big awards, Best Picture, Director, Supporting Actor, Original Screenplay, I mentioned actress already, and editing, right?
Yeah.
I am currently rooting for this to win Best Editing because, well, I don't know if you agree with me, Ricardo, but I thought that Sean Baker, who also wrote and directed the film, I thought that his editing was
Right.
brilliant, though. Just
Yeah.
how it just covers so much ground, especially that intro. Again, you could agree to disagree, Ricardo. But yeah, just how it was just quickly edited, though, just adds so much to the story,
Yeah,
and to the whole YOLO Gen Z mindset that the main characters were based in, right? So I thought that the editing was brilliant, right? Um, Best supporting actor, the Russian guy, Borisov. He was one of the goons that was supposed to, like, handle she while they was going after the other guy, right? Yeah, I mean, he was cool, and well, yeah, like he actually was solid. Like, he gave a really solid performance, but I wasn't thinking of it as Oscar worthy, in my opinion, even though he
right,
was in the final sequence of the movie. And yeah, that final sequence, boy, major gut punch, right? That's always without spoiling anything, right? But yes, he was a standout in the film, but that's not as much as Mikey, right? Um, I think it could win with Best Director, though, and there's a guy like Sean Baker who I usually associate with just indie films, but then again, I don't know much about his filmography, to be honest. Yeah, it would be a big deal if a guy like him wins it. That's because one, coming from again, the indie scene, right? But then also to the type of films he talks about, right? The just the big dreamer, now, but it's within the realms of this menial work, or sex work, or just stuff that
right.
you don't usually see films about now. And I think that, yeah, a majority of his filmography kind of revolves around that, right? So yeah, to think that so it would be really, like, inspirational, if you will, right, to see a guy like him who kind of carve his own message and whatnot, right? His own partner when it comes to Jesse topics he talk about. Yeah, win Best Director. That would be a big deal, right? But then again, he's going up against, well, the director of Brutalist, which we still
Right.
have yet to see. James Mangold, though, who actually get nominated. I think this is like his first Best
Yeah,
Director thing
I
for A
saw
Complete Unknown.
yeah, I saw Brutalist, and I really liked it, but I'll tell you, I had some issues with it as it is.
All right,
Um,
I really want to see that show, though.
yeah.
But then again, that is one of those overhyped. Well, it was really hyped to high heaven, right?
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
get into. Here's the thing. I'm obviously biased towards it, given my life and my career, blah blah blah, right? But
right.
it really have an Oscar bait. Like when people talk about Oscar bait,
Yeah.
that and
Oh, okay.
another movie that have that Oscar bait problem, and then another movie I'm going to talk about, which I finally saw, and I was like, yeah, I don't think it really works. But I could see why it thing because of, again, an up and coming star in it. We'll talk about another movie that also got through.
Right.
That also totally felt like Oscar bait given the nature of the material. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And also too, Emilio, well, Joaquez Ordedad, if I got his name wrong, forgive me. Yeah, he got nominated for Emilia Perez. Yeah, I don't see he winning that at all, especially with the whole, yeah, the so-called backlash towards the film, and oh, it's not authentic and blah blah blah, right?
Yep.
And yeah, Coralie Farget for The Substance. If
Right.
she wins that way, wow, that would be a
Yeah.
huge slap to, like, I would say Hollywood's face. Like, I mean, for one
Yeah.
thing, French. Secondly, sophomore feature. Thirdly,
Yeah.
she a woman.
Yeah.
Fourthly, flat out feminist horror film, though. That would be a
You know,
huge slap to the face. But I will be happy if
I
she
will
wins. But I
listen
really, really
if
take her
that
with Sean
movie get
Baker's
through.
time, though.
If she get through, that would be like a real like big deal because, like, as I say, it's the exact kind of like aesthetics I love in filmmaking. Though, like, she nailed it, like absolutely nailed that shit in this movie. Everything that work as a conceit now. So yeah, but yeah, to be honest, yeah, I don't see her getting through, because to me, if Greta Gerwig can get through, I don't know if she could get through. But whatever, we'll find out.
Yeah, but I really think this could be Sean Baker's edge, right? Like
Me
he
too.
could be the
Yeah,
underdog that come
agree with
through,
you.
and
Me
then
too.
just finally make it with this big movie, right? So again,
Yeah,
agree to disagree, right? So yeah,
yeah.
moving quickly, right? So as far as the Brutalist goes, again, haven't seen it, still haven't seen A Complete Unknown, still haven't seen The
Right.
Apprentice, though.
That's the movie you're talking about.
A
Complete
Complete
Unknown
Unknown.
is total. Sorry, it really feel like total Oscar bait. Right? Like
Oh wow,
when,
okay.
when people talk about worshiping like a iconic musical legend, and he's a big star, and the line it just, and when you watch it, it totally feel like something like the Butler or some shit. And or I should say, not the Butler. What you call it, boy? When they do Freddie Mercury movie now. It's like
Oh
this.
shit, Bohemian Rhapsody. That's
Yeah, yeah.
was
It's
like
like,
that way.
it's like that. You see how Bohemian Rhapsody just get all this hype and a sort of thing behind it, and it feel like that. And it's not as bad as Bohemian Rhapsody, to be fair, but it feel like that. And my thing is that we already had like a real good music movie at that time around with a similar figure with Inside Llewyn Davis, right? Like Inside
Right.
Llewellyn Davis
Yes.
already do a
Still
movie
haven't
like
seen
that.
it, but
Even
yeah.
though it's like a even though it's a totally fictional narrative, it's to me it's the same thing. But like, look, you have a whole heap of liberals who love Bob Dylan, right? They absolutely love Bob Dylan. They think he's the best fucking thing ever. So I could see it getting through just because of that. Same reason why Bohemian Rhapsody get through, because it's just they have nostalgia for the music. But it's not a good of a movie. Like it's not a good. You know who actually nailed his review of it? Anthony Fantano. Like he had a
Oh
good
yeah,
review.
I saw he talked about he called it
And he
mid.
was like, yeah, like mostly correct about it. It's like, yeah, it ain't working, but and then on top of that, they have a golden boy pushing it too, which is we call him
Yeah,
what
Chalamet.
you call it? Chalamet,
Timothy
Peter
Chalamet, yeah. Who
Chalamet,
got
right,
nominated for Best Actor and all right, so I
right,
haven't watched last night's SNL, but
right,
I won't be surprised if he kinda rub it in people's face like, oh, I get nominated for Oscar. Ooh, look at me.
right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's all of that, right? It's all of that. I don't know. It just look these things as line up and work, eh? So, but it real feel. I want to say that's Oscar way too Oscar baity and just kind of not working for me. But you know that stuff does work on the voting Oscar crowd, right? Because still has that old dudes, old liberals who probably 70s who love that bullshit and just work on them. Right? It's the same reason why Green Book get through, and the same reason why. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not a study who voted now. It's not like the taste change or anything like that, but we'll see. I just was not impressed by this. So even though it was like all the on the surface things now, especially after the days of work hard, so it's like it real hard to take us music biopics seriously nowadays now. So it's that now. And that's how I feel. I find almost all music biopics is like suspect from now on. Whatever. That's me.
Okay, well, thanks for the heads up though.
I might like it, you know. I said it's complete trash or not like that, but it's just like, wow, did this real put it on, boy. Welcome to like it real feel like they want to win the Oscar, boy. It real feel so. How would it
Right.
feel like?
So they're trying a little too hard. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. It's that.
Yeah. Just before I forget, right? So as far as best supporting actor, I am rooting for Kieran Culkin for
Right.
his
Okay.
work on A Real Pain. I don't know if
Right.
you saw it, but yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that
And it's
yet.
also going up for best original screenplay,
Yeah, yes.
which I called out.
Yeah, so you have a lot of momentum since the movie with the family, oh gosh, Rich Family Show. Uh
Succession, right?
Succession, right. He have a
Yeah.
lot of momentum going with that. So that's why I think he could get through. Yeah, he could get through that.
Yeah, but as far as best actor goes, by well, I mentioned Timothy Chalamet. All right, so at the moment, like, because out of all these shows, right, I only saw Conclave, right? So Ray Fiennes, right? Sing Sing is coming out on VOD this week at the time I was recording this, so I'll make the
Which
effort to check it out because I
I
really want to see that
right,
show.
which is pretty good for a lot of people. Eh? Like a
Mm.
lot of people like Sing. It was really good, but I'm not sure. I doubt he could win. But as
Oh,
I can see it
Coleman,
happen.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
right,
but I can
yeah.
see it happen. I can see it possibly happening. Yeah.
Yeah. The Apprentice though, I'm interested, right? Yes, and
Right.
it is about Trump, and I know people are going to see it because of Trump, right? But they get the Winter Soldier to play him though, like
I
Sebastian
think it
Stan.
was
So like, all right, well, I
it
want to
was
see that.
yeah. There's also one of those things that might win given the time period now. So
Right.
The Apprentice is a kind of anti-Trump movie. It doesn't put Trump in a very good light. I still have
So
not
I've
seen
heard,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
Right, I still haven't seen it, but I heard it was saying because it wasn't like with Reagan where a lot of people hated on Reagan,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
nobody
by the
really
way, Reagan got nominated for Razzies. Who's
Razzies. I
picture, by
heard
the
that,
way.
right? I
Yeah.
heard that, yeah. But in the case of this, like I heard it was like a really good performance, all things considered. It's just that nobody talk about it. And I just wonder why nobody talking about it. It's not like people hating on it or saying it outright terrible, but the only person who complained about it was Trump and them. Like actually, I think Donald Trump himself complained about it a little bit. I remember seeing that pass on my feed, but I really read into the details because I seen nobody else talking about it. It came, it kind of went. People kind of
Yeah.
talk about it, but it was only because it's Sebastian Stan. I was like, all right, let me give this a chance. I'll try to give it a chance eventually. But I still
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Yeah.
Neither me, and that's why I want to see too. Jeremy Strong is nominated for Best
Right.
Supporting Actor for his role in this. So,
Right.
but I really want to see it for Sebastian. Really, just so I
Right.
could say that I see it, right?
I think it had a lot of screening time for it. I wanted to see it ahead of time for it, but I think I wanted to see it. It didn't show locally, so that's why I didn't make the
No,
effort. If it was,
it didn't, and I don't think
but
people would have come to. Yeah, people
yeah,
would
go
not
ahead.
care to watch it down here anyway.
Right.
Like
So
just right off the gate, they wouldn't care.
I would make the effort to go and see it in theaters, but I think I just didn't look for it. Because I think it out in DVD for a while, but I didn't make the effort. So I'll
Yeah,
probably just look it up and find out there.
it's out of video right now, right?
Okay, no problem. Right.
It's a complete unknown, also nominated for Best Supporting Actor,
Right.
Edward Norton, but I have no clue what role he played. I just
Right.
know
Right.
Timothy Chalamet. That's the only thing I know about that movie, right?
Yeah, and
But
again, Timothy could get through because he's such a hot commodity right now. Now, just
That's true.
his sheer popularity. So he ain't get nothing for Dune, but he could get for this now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if it winner because it just so on the nose about wanting to get Oscar and catering to that crowd now, and that does work. Sorry, that kind of stuff does work when it comes to like doing the right thing. Like it that is a cliche, right? So it's that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But for some reason, I think as far as best actor goes, it could go to Adrian Brody, just because of
Right.
how much they was hyping up that man performance and the movie itself for the Brutalist, right?
I think
Lastly,
I really
Guy Pearce is nominated for best supporting actor for that same
right,
movie, but I don't know what his role is at all. I just keep
right,
seeing
right.
Adrian Brody, Adrian Brody, Adrian Brody. Every time I talk about
Oh yeah.
Brutalist, is that film, but I haven't seen
He's
it, but you did, so
Yeah, no, he's really good in it. He's really good in it. Like it just
right.
structurally, I just have some issues with the movie. I don't like the ending, but like I get why the ending is the ending. And yeah, it's all him. Like to be fair, yes, it's all him. And I could see him winning. Again, another actor who not legacy, but he day. And he come back kind of not really, but he win in the past and he could do this again and he could get it again, not surprise. And he's one of these guys who he did for that now. Again, just think of Robert Downey Jr. and his performance and thing with Oppenheimer now. They now. Like they're known faces. Once you have a kind of a known face and you know you have a good solid workable character arc, you're good. That's it. Yeah, and so I could totally see a Jim Ruby getting through. And I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, yeah. Couple more things. Couple, right? Makeup and hairstyling. Substance all the way, right?
Right.
Yes, I'm happy that
Definitely.
Nosferatu got nominated. I'm happy. But nah, this gonna be substance all the way,
Yeah.
dude. Just
Yeah.
that prosthetic work, dude. Just
Yeah.
pure 80 schlocky
Yeah.
body
It's
horror
basically
stuff. Come
society,
on,
yeah.
man.
Straight
Like
up society.
society, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that, right? It's that. It's pure 80s goodness back again, Jed. I mean, it's a shoe in. But I mean, if Nosferatu win, I'll be like, yeah, cool. I mean, because nobody recognized Bill Skarsgård at all. Nobody did, right? Even because I love the fact that they didn't even show like how Orlok looked, right? They
Right.
left that until you saw the film. It's like, oh, that's how he looks, right? So
Right.
yeah, Substance all the way, right? And lastly, Best Picture. Us, I'll put it like this: if the Substance wins, I'll be like, okay, what planet am I on? Trey? Like a legit horror film, like because remember the last time a horror film won Best Picture, of course, was Silence of the Lambs, right? But a horror film of that nature,
Yeah.
wow, okay, right? But it's the right. So Wicked, there's the Substance. Nickel Boys, I still have not seen. I want to
Right.
see
Yeah.
that.
Right. I
I'm
still
still here.
I still haven't seen it, but it's on the list and shortlist very soon to pick off this week.
Yeah, I'm still here. Emilia Perez, Dune Part 2, as you mentioned before, Conclave, A Complete Unknown, The Brutalist, Honor, right? So at the moment, I'll put it like this, right? I think that Honora has the biggest chance of winning just because of how much praise it got. And I think it's a genuinely great film, right? Not the best film in the world, but for what it was, I think that it totally worked, right? And it pretty much cement, Sean Baker's probably like one of the best filmmakers out right now, right? As far as like runner-ups, the runner-up that I have seen that I'm rooting for would be Conclave, right? Because yeah, I think Conclave was just a fantastic film. And runner-up for a runner-up that I have not seen is The Brutalist, just because of how much they was just hyping up that show and best of the year and all that kind of stuff, right? As I said before, I really don't think Emilia Perez will win. If it
Right.
does, I will instantly call it this year's crash. I'm not even gonna call it trans crash. I will call it this year's crash, right? If that win, right? Because sorry, it's a generally overhyped movie though. But the problem is, right, people are really talking about that show as much as something like Anora, for example. Yeah, people are real talking a lot about Anora now, especially now that they got nominated for Best Picture, right? But Emilia Perez was just like, you see it and it was good for what it was, right? I thought it was great, right? But nothing that I would find myself talking about or thinking about months and years from now compared to
Right.
Anora, in my opinion, right? But it's just the backlash and people coming out and saying, "Oh, why this movie got nominated in the first place?" And all that kind of stuff. It's like, come on, man, like really, in my opinion, right? But yeah, I really don't think Emilia will win that. But if it wins, I'll be kind of mad actually, right? But nah, my
Right.
pick is Anora, right? So I don't know. Well, which one you think will win for this year?
I don't know about winner, but again, I rooting for thing.
Substance?
Again, my so substance. Right? I rooting for substance, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It real unclear. what I have to say what go win this year because it's only I don't know, it's a hard call because I want to say Conclave, maybe I ain't sure. Is that so? I don't know. I'm rooting for Substance. Let me just put Substance on the list and just say that like because it's real hard for me to tell like who gonna do what. Let me just go through a proper list and see if I could. Let me see, boy.
No, well, I'll put it like this as you wrap up, right? I think the issue is
Yeah,
just that
I can't
we
see, but
haven't seen all of the films that like we still I still haven't seen A Complete
okay.
Unknown. I'm still
If I'm
here
being
and so on.
serious, if I'm being
Uh,
serious, if I'm being real serious, and I had to like really put money at, I'm rooting for Substance, obviously. I
right.
don't, but because it's that kind of genre film and it's too out there, I don't know, and it could wear out enough people. Like so, it could be like on number one on other people's list, but it would be like not number two now. Okay, it had to be the best average, as they say, now to get through.
Yeah.
I want to say Brutalist, but in terms of like my most cynical pick, yeah, Complete Unknown. Like it's still. That is my cynical pick. That is the pick that it's just total Oscar bait appealing to everybody. People love Bob Dylan. No? So it's like that way you're going with no. And once you kind of like mimic Bob Dylan, again, I don't think it is as bad as the Freddie Mercury one. No, but it did like I find it like this kind of underwhelming though, and as a film it really don't work all that well for me. But yeah, okay, if I were to be super cynical, Complete Unknown. My personal pick, Substance.
All right. Yeah, I
Right,
can live with that. I can live with that.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So yes, folks. So come March 2nd. Was so that's a close things off, right? Boy, I am in for a wild night, right? Because in addition to this thing being on Carnival Sunday, uh the March Gras. So
Right,
I
right,
don't know if
right.
they're gonna have any
Oh
big
yeah,
performances this year,
everything
like
gonna
like how
be
last year, the performance to watch was Marshall,
right.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be able to watch the March Gras at all. I mean, luckily I could just record the March Gras and just see what happened in it Monday
Right.
morning, I guess, when I wake up. Um but yeah, as far as just doing like a recap of this year's Oscars, probably will be Carnival Monday or Tuesday, right? 'Cause, it's a tradition, we record and then we put it out on the same day as best as we can, right?
Right.
But yeah, this could be a really interesting ceremony, man, for sure, right? Hopefully slap free, hopefully, right? But yeah, as far as just the best picture of the year though is a really like tight list in the sense that anybody could literally win, like anybody could win, right? But I know there's just a few that ever make it. But yeah, this is a really stark list here, and I'm really curious to see how things will play out, right? But yeah, any last words on this year's nominations?
I do think this might be one of the lowest rated Oscars ever. Because yeah, sorry to say it, but like Hollywood tried to get less and less relevant with time. Another thing too is that these wildfires might affect a lot of the story. Right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
It might like in terms of like water or managing resources or whatever it is, like a lot of that still the fallout of that still gonna happen. So we'll find out what's going on. And as I say right now, nowadays people not feeling rich people, right? So um I don't know. I get the feeling this gonna be one of the lower rated Oscars. I don't know anybody who's seen any of these movies. Like Oscars in a weird space right now. Hollywood in a weird space right now in terms of where entertainment going and whatnot. Like I was just thinking about how I wasn't even thinking of movies. I was more thinking about the video games this year because like Ninja Gaiden, a new Ninja Gaiden come out just the other day. And more studying that over a movie and what TV shows going on and stuff like that. Just like the shifting paradigms of entertainment. But I don't know. Again, feeling you go see the day after the day, on Tuesday or whatever. Worst Oscars ever. So and so. Like, if it wasn't for the Will Smith slap thing, nobody will be talking about Oscars in any meaningful way. Like, think about it. Like, is that
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
it's in a weird precarious place. Like I'll still watch it. I still like films. So it's not like I'll go and blanket on it like that. Is that? But it is how much popularity gonna be there, and it gonna be interesting to see where it gonna be. But I think this might be a low point, like a real low point. Like maybe next year things will get better, and especially when everything now is starting to truly recover from COVID and things starting to pick back up again, we will find out how things go work out. But that is it. Yeah. This, yeah, I'm excited. We go see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.